Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here. Still a little bit under the weather, sorry about that. But I am excited. I had to stop what I was doing so that I could jump on here really quick to unbox this with you guys and make a thing, because I decided to join in the Found Objects Challenge that Thunder Horse Descendant is doing. That's a beading channel that I just recently started watching, and they have this really cool challenge where you can go onto their site, you buy like a bag of beads, and they're like a random assortment. They send them to you, and then you make something from them and you get to enter the challenge, and it's pretty reasonable. The bag of beads was like $9.50, so I thought that was a pretty good deal, and I thought it'd be fun to just try it out one time and see if I like it, and if I like it a lot, I might keep doing it just for the funsies. And since I am on this whole like beading adventure, I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. So we're gonna unbox it, and then we're gonna make something. We're gonna participate in this challenge, and I'm really excited. Also a little bit nervous because I don't know what I'm gonna get. This is totally random. This is my first time doing it too, so there's also like all of those first time jitters and stuff that come with this kind of thing. But let's see what we got. It's really cutely packaged too. Like, look at that. That's really sweet. I think my personal information is on here, so I'm not going to show you guys. But it says, "Thank you, have a lovely beading day." Oh, and I got a little ticket, like a little raffle ticket. Oh, there's a drawing. Okay, yeah, so that's cool. I got a raffle ticket. And, yeah, I've been recently watching Thunder Horse Descendant. Randee is delightful to watch, and I've learned a lot just from watching her channel, so I'm excited to try this out. But let's see what we got. I'm the most excited about this. So I think these are our beads, and then this is like a little bit of info on what we got. So I'll look at that last. Also got another cool bag. Cannot get enough of these. Oh, look how cute. I love this paper. That's definitely got to get saved. And I want to salvage this sunflower, of course, because they are my favorite flower. And I feel like I will not be able to successfully achieve this task, but we're going to try our best to not destroy the sunflower, which is like junk journal struggles. Oh, we got a little gift. What is it? It's... oh, they're sharks. They're little tiny sharks. Oh my gosh. Hold on. How do I get in here? This little tiny bag. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. I don't need to save the free gift sticker. That's not precious. Yeah, let me in. Okay. I'm excited. They're little tiny shark charms. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see. My lighting is not the bestest. It's winter. The lighting's going to be rough. But aren't those cute? Those are super cute. I love this so much. Focus. Okay, I just realized I didn't have one of my lights on, so hopefully the lighting is a little bit better. But we have tiny shark charms. We're already winning. And now we can see what beads we got. Woo! Okay. Okay. This is exciting. Look at this. Okay, so we got these. Really confusing to me. Oh, because there's holes on every side. Oh, I understand what's happening. I was really confused as how this was working, but I get it. We got these cool little square beads. And we got a really cool, like, toggle and clasp little set. I think there's 2 in here. Yeah, we have 2 of them in here, so that's neat. And we have these really great, like, glass beads that are also, like, very geometric. Very geometric. And you can see they're like a smoky gray color. If I'm seeing that right, that's what it looks like. And then we got a pink mix of beads and bead caps here. Those are neat. I don't know what these are. I'll read the paper at the end. So we got some like copper findings and some bead caps, which is neat. I think these are like a resin, because they're either resin or glass. I haven't touched them, so I don't know. But there's like some gold flecks in there and some black flecks. And actually this would go really well with the rhodonite from my bargain bead box. But I don't know. So many thoughts. I have so many thoughts right now. And then we have some more of these like little metal findings, so you guys can't see it. And some glass beads. And they're like a nice peachy pink color. And then we have some little tiny, like, metallic-y looking colored beads. Let me see if we can't free these from the bag here. It's just some really interesting stuff. You guys can get a little bit closer and see that. So that's really pretty. These are very flashy, and they have like an AB flash. And then these are like a nice rosy pink color with like a gold finish on them. And then we have some little like peachy bits. They're like peachy colored. And these little rings, I don't know what to do with those. Ooh, I gotta think. And we got some of these. So that's pretty. And then we got a little heart on this big, it's like a big whole bead. And it looks like a lampwork heart. And that's so neat. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to have a really strong think. But look at that. That's pretty. And it's actually really nice. I don't think I would have ever chosen these for myself. Probably like the copper accents and these ones. For sure, because I really like these. But I don't think I would have chosen this mix personally. So this is a little bit outside of the box. I definitely would not have chosen a heart. That's not like my vibe whatsoever. But I'm excited. I'm really excited to try this out and see what I can make. So, you guys can't see it. Oh my gosh. That's how excited I am. I'm not paying attention. So let me peep this. So it comes with the rules on this paper. And all the stuff I have to do to enter. And then I got a little business card. It doesn't say anything about the beads, so that I just got to use my brain to figure out what these beads are, which is fine. My brain is pretty capable. I will touch these now, though. Ooh, come out. This is very well packaged. So, let's see. I know my phone really hates being this close up, so it's probably way out of focus, but don't worry, I'll get you guys back in it. But let's take a look at these. Okay, yeah, so they're definitely glass. And they are really crazy. Like, look at this. Don't look at my fingernails. They're dry. It's winter. And who am I kidding? They would be dry even if it wasn't. Because I forget to lotion before I start recording. But look at that. It's got, like, a really interesting finish. It's like little pieces of shell. I don't know if you can see it, like, flashing. Like, this is crazy. Maybe it is a resin bead. It already warmed up in my hand. But it's got like such an interesting, funky little mix of things in there. That's really cool. And we got another little toggle. Okay. So, I'm supposed to take a picture of what I got before I start making it, because that's part of the rules. I do remember that. And I'm going to read the rules before I actually start making anything, so I don't like accidentally disqualify myself. Got another toggle. I don't know what this is, like a connector bead? Or like a little bail bead thing? I've never seen anything like this. I don't know what this is. So I'm going to take my picture, read the rules, and then we're going to come back and we're going to make something. So yeah, I'll be right back, guys. For you guys, it'll be like a minute. For me, it'll probably be like 3 hours of agonizing. But we'll figure it out. Hey guys, welcome back. It's only been like a second for you. If you are eagle-eyed, you will notice that it is a whole different day. I said it was going to be a couple minutes, maybe an hour. A couple days. It took me a couple days to come back to this. I have my little plan here. It looks a little crazy, but trust the process. I have a very clear vision of what I want to do. And I was able to use almost all the beads in the bag. I have a couple left here for like earrings. I brought in some from my bargain bead box because they match the colors. The only thing I could not figure out was what to do with this bead. I have a couple of ideas, but nothing that would mesh with this vision. So I'm going to try to do something with that later. And then these beads, I couldn't figure out what to do. So I have zero ideas. Oh my gosh. Zero ideas. Words are really hard. But I have a tutorial saved that has these beads. So I'll look at that maybe, and if I come back, I'll make something with these beads. But they didn't fit in with like sort of the color way that I was going with here. They were a little too bright, given how bright the pink is. That's a little bit of an oxymoron, but words, things, it is. And yeah, so I'll come back to those at a different time. Come back to this at a different time. But for right now, we're going to do this. And so what I did off camera was just make some simple links out of these little beads here with some of these copper head pins that I have, because I don't actually have a copper wire in the right color. I have copper wire, but it's very bright copper, and this is an age copper. And I was going to use it, but it's also a little bit thinner than I would prefer for this kind of thing. So yeah, I just made some simple links, which is essentially, I just made it have a little circle on both ends, and that's all I did. And then I debated doing that for the rest of this, but I think I'm going to string it because I'm most comfortable stringing as opposed to linking. But I also think it'll work for the look overall. And then I grabbed out a couple extra copper pieces. And yeah, that's everything I did off camera. So let's just get down to it. And then you'll see my idea come together. I don't know if I will speed up parts or not. It just depends on how fast I am at this and how much I have to yap about. And I don't know how much I have to yap about, so it might be mostly sped up and voiced over, but we'll see. I'll do a little bit with you guys for sure. I'm just gonna eyeball this, which is probably not the best way to do it, but I haven't learned a different way. And then I always add a little bit to my eyeball because I don't trust my eyeballs. It's definitely too long, don't worry. I use up my scraps too to make bracelets and stuff, so I'm not worried about it being extra long. I need some crimp beads. I don't need that many. And then I have some little copper clamshells down here too. So I like to double this up and make like a little loop. It's how I feel the most secure, because I find myself failing at crimping more often than not, despite all of the tutorials I have ever watched in my life about it. And I don't know why, but crimp tubes are my nemesis. So yeah, gonna work on that. Definitely would like to improve that skill and be able to trust like a non-doubled up crimp tube, but I can't. And I try. I have a special crimp tool, like pliers and all the things, and every time I'm just like flabbergasted by how I have failed at doing something that seems to come effortlessly to everybody else I watch with crimp tubes, and I don't understand it, but this is the way I found success, so that's the way I will be using them. Alright, so got that a good press. I'm going to trim off a little bit of the excess. I want to leave a little bit there. Maybe not that much. A little bit. Turn your pliers around. They're flush cut. Just for slippage. To lock it in. And then I always give it a pull test to make sure that the crimp tube does not slide off. And then we're going to pop our little clamshell bead down there. And then give that a press so that it locks in. And this is the kind that only has one hole. I'm usually used to kind of have two holes, and I think I prefer that, but it's the only kind that I have in this color, so it has been added to my list to get more in the copper color, because I love copper. Copper is one of my favorite metals. And then we're just gonna start, and I'm not gonna lie, I have knocked this tray a few times to the point where I had to like rearrange everything, and I don't think this was my original design, but it is now. So yeah. It's kind of funny that I got like such a pink bag for my FOC challenge bag, because when I got my bargain bead box, I'm not gonna lie, these little shell beads were my least favorite thing in the box, only because they were so bright, and everything else was so muted and like dusty. And then we got this like hot pink element, which wasn't so bad. It wasn't so discordant. If I'm thinking about things that are discordant, honestly, the how did I decide to do this? In between there, but with no spacer here. See, I'm already changing my mind on this. Do I want a spacer bead between these? Do I have another copper colored spacer bead? Should be my first question. I do have these. Those are brass. I have these in copper somewhere. I thought I grabbed them first. Oh, nope, I did. I have these. And they, I think, would be the right color. Yeah, why not? You grab them. I think these were from Joann's. Ugh, they need a better container than this. This is not working. It's also taped in there, which I guess is great for anti-theft, but horrible for me. Yeah, okay, yeah, that'll work. I think I will like that. I don't like crystal on crystal if it's different colors in the most, well, not necessarily true. I just don't like it all the time in this situation. I like there being a separation, but then I should have had one at the beginning. Dang it. This is why I got so nervous about the idea of like incorporating live beading to this process. I can usually cover up when I make mistakes and change my mind when I speed this up, but I want to add more of this stuff here because you guys always ask me for craft with me's, and I do those on my Patreon, but I don't do them on this channel very often. One, because they're not very well viewed, which is ironic because they are the most requested. But also, I am a yapper for sure, but I am not a good yapper, especially if I don't have anything in mind to like talk about. Then it's just sort of it's sort of random. And so I always get a little bit nervous about having a bunch of dead air and nothing interesting to talk about. But I wanted to, you know, start doing like some of these longer form beads, and I just realized that these are sort of tapered, and I want to make sure that the bigger end goes inward so that the taper is outward, and I still strung it the same way. This way. So you guys can see that. The little pinchy part cutting on the outside, which I think will work really nicely. So at any rate, what I was saying was the shell beads were my least favorite. Also, the vintage mix of crystals was only my least favorite because it was giving like Mardi Gras when everything else was giving Valentine's Day. But I managed to sort of reconcile that by separating the colors in my brain a little bit. So I don't hate those beads. I actually really like the beads. I just don't think that they like match the box particularly, but it can definitely be worked with. But for whatever reason, these shell beads just sort of like didn't hit when I saw them. So I was like, I don't know if I love this idea. And then when I started putting this together, this bead is so pink that I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, I have another very, very pink bead that would go really well with these. And I like how, like, shiny and pretty they are. Although I'm a little sad that, like, most of the time, the little pretty, like, pearlescent side is on the inside. So, you don't really get to see that from the outside unless it wraps around. And that's not typically very common with this kind of bead. Kind of wish they cut them a different way, but I don't know how they make them, so I don't know what that process is like, and if that's even possible. Just wishful thinking, I guess, on my part. But yeah, I'm excited to use that for this bead. And then I tried to find out more about this bead in particular, because it's just so unique, and clearly I've made it like the focal of my whole piece here. But it is, I couldn't find anything like super direct. I found a couple of things that said it was like acrylic resin that had been like mixed up with shells. I found a couple of things that look like that, sort of, that are like kind of similar but not this color. And I think that's probably more likely true. It's some kind of composite resin with like little crushed bits of shell in it. And I think it's really pretty. I'm not mad at it whatsoever for not being like a perfect glass bead, but it still could be glass. I don't know. It feels a little like glass, but also I'm probably not the best judge of is it glass, because I'm just not good at that kind of stuff. Like maybe a professional beady person would know better right away. So it's either some kind of glass that they rolled the shell into, which is possible, or it's resin that they rolled, like they mixed the shell into. And there's also like little bits of gold like glitter in there too. It's really pretty. It's a very unique bead, so I'm very excited to get it for this box, and more excited that it matches the colors here that I got from the bargain bead box, so I was able to use this bead as well. But I figured like the color of this bead was so dramatic and loud that I wanted to like follow that up with something equally like dramatic and loud and a little bit over the top, because I think it just goes. I think it goes with the whole idea. Plus I really like this style of necklace. This is backwards. I don't know how I keep doing this. I'm convinced that I'm doing it the right direction, and then every time I am wrong. Yeah, but I really like this style of necklace, so I was already kind of in the mindset that I wanted to make something like this pretty soon. And then this just came along, and I think it's perfect for it, so I'm very excited to see this all come together. It's going to be a lot, and I like that. I like that a lot. It's definitely going to be very unique. But yeah, I only recently started getting into like making the jewelry links like this. Linked jewelry is not anything I've ever particularly had my eye on. I don't really think about it that often, but I see people making it. It seems to be like the trend right now. It's very popular. So I'm trying to learn more about it. My wire wrapping skills definitely need work. And I also just need more wire. So let's see. But it is something I do want to get into, like working on. So maybe in the future you'll see me do some more of it. But yeah, it comes together pretty quick. So thankfully I had it all sort of mapped out. And like I said, I dropped this, so I'm pretty sure this is not the order that I had in the first place, but that's okay. That one's kind of wonky. So let's see. I may even have enough left over to make a kind of bracelet. I have earrings in mind here in this little mess. And I might have enough to make a bracelet as well. I don't know if I will do that all on camera, but I might. I have enough left here to make a bracelet for sure. So let me just see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Here, I like how this came out though. This is really pretty. Yes, okay. I think I got everything properly done. So then we're just going to cap it off. I'm going to open up this clamshell a little bit, so it's a little bit more flat. It makes it easier to crimp on the other side. Because on this side I have to deal with the fact that there's already beads and stuff on it. I didn't have to worry about that on this side, so I wasn't really fighting that for like space. And then I just got my little crimp bead at the end, and then I'm going to twist this around so that there's some bend in it already. That'll make sure that when I crimp it, there's space left for it to move a little bit, and it's not like super tight. If it's super tight, like the cord will be really rigid, and it won't move very nicely, and the beads will all be like very stuck together. And then yeah, it's gonna have a little bit of space here, but not enough that I have to worry about. Just enough for it to move, and then we crimp again. And then it gets a little trickier because I did the double over method, so the loop adds a little space, so that's why you see that I'm like folding the crimp tube in half by like pressing it up against this plier and then re-crimping it after I've bent it. Not like that though. I give it a fold. And you don't necessarily have to press it. I didn't actually do it right, so I'm going to reaffirm that and try it one more time. Like, you don't have to actually press it down the second time. You can get away with just giving it a little bend to free up some space. But I like to make sure it's really in there. And now that I'm on camera, I can't do it. And that's how the cookie crumbles, right? I just shoved it in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get off camera because I get really nervous. I'm going to come back, speed up the part where I bead all this together, and then we're going to put it together and see the final result. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so all I have left to make are the earrings. I did manage to have enough beads to make a bracelet, but I wasn't sure if I did, so I did that off camera just to make sure I had enough of what I needed. And I like it. I think it's cute. But let's do these earrings. So I just kept this simple, some simple drops, and then these were some of the findings we got. And I'm just going to do a little tassel, a little chain tassel at the bottom of it, and I think it'll be beautiful. Questioning if I have enough. I think I do. I think I got it. I think I got it. I have more jump rings here. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't. I think I just need 2 for the top. Although I'm almost out of jump rings. I used a lot. So I need to get some more copper jump rings for sure. So we're just going to pop this open. And just thread these on. I've got 4 little sets for each side. I think that'll be enough. If not, I can always cut some more. I have some more of this chain left. Yeah, I think that's plenty. So there's that one, and then this one. It's a bit of a learning curve on this one, but I figured it out in the end. I had to compete with my, like, organized OCD parts of my brain, which wanted everything to be the same, and then the other parts of my brain that were like, no, we're doing asymmetrical, silly, like, there's got to be some different layers and some different levels, which is also something I'm trying to work on, is incorporating more asymmetrical designs into the jewelry I make, because I do tend to fall into a very categorized, very solidly symmetrical pattern, because this does this hobby in particular does tickle my pattern, like, recognition brain. Yeah, I think that's cute. Okay. And then I somehow always manage to pull down every single plier that I have, and then I just have a stack of pliers to the side here, and then I end up burying the pliers that I'm looking for. It's just like a fun habit of mine. Hopefully this fits on the thicker part. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does, given the size of jump ring I chose. There we go. And then one more. So all in all, I didn't do anything super, like, high-tech on this. There was nothing super technical. So it was pretty easy to put together. Just a little bit time-consuming, which is fine. Because there was, like, there were a lot of moving parts. A lot of little tiny bits and pieces to put together here. See, this is a very tiny jump ring, but it'll work. I say, and then I fail. It's okay. And then smoky hair managed to make an appearance, as it usually does. Because it is currently his dinner time, so he has let me know that he is ready to eat, and is waiting for me to go to the kitchen to feed him, which I will do when I get off of here. I think we're like 2-3 minutes away from dinner time, so it is the time that he will come around and retrieve me if I'm busy. Because I can be late to many things, but not to dinner time. Alright. And the last one. Alright. I love it when a plan comes together. go. Those are cute. Oh. Did I lose one? I lost one. How did I do that? Did I just not put it on? Did you guys notice and you guys were telling me and I didn't see or hear because this is in the past? Haha. Alright, one last time. There we go. Haha, I like it. And yet somehow these look even and these do not. How did that happen? Oh, no. Now they just evened out. Okay, so it was just my brain. All right. So, let me clean this up, and then we'll get the little form that I have out, and we'll look at it. Yeah? Okay, so here we are. Here's what I have made. I need to get a longer, like, necklace form mannequin thing. I made this out of cardboard, so it is what it is. So I'll have to make a taller one, because I tend to make necklaces that are slightly longer than this little board is. But I love how this came out. So you can see our little dangly bits at the bottom here. I added some chain and a couple different sizes and slightly different lengths, although you can't really tell because by the end of it all the beads sort of came out to be the same level. And then here is the toggle that actually went with this clasp with this piece. And I just stuck it down here to be a little bit of visual metal interest. Plus I didn't want to have an odd number of little toggle bars, so it became part of the design. And I really love this. It's a little bit fiddly, but it like on looks great, so I'm really happy with it. I think the earrings are a perfect match. They're not like super complicated or anything, so like the necklace gets to be the star of the show. And I like all the individual components. I really love how this came out. I think it's really fun. And I used like almost all of the beads except for the big heart and the squares. I think I used every single bead that came with this on this full set. And then here's the bracelet. And it's got some fun little dangles here. This is how I used up the last of the beads that came with it. And I think this is nice. I also used the bigger metal beads on this, just to call up some more of that copper element. But I think it's fun. And that little piece that matched here. I had to take this off of the side to get it to lay the right length and have everything look right. So I ended up just repurposing it here as like a little impromptu focal for the bracelet. But I love it. I think this is so fun. I like how chunky and varied and different it is. Let me get you guys a little bit closer so you can see some of the details. I just realized you couldn't see them. So yeah, these beads are just so funky and cool. And I think we got like the funky and cool effect throughout. It's definitely very different than anything I think I would normally make or wear, but I'm excited for it. I think it's fun. And I managed to use this little connector piece as well. And there's a little simple link here on the side to just hold that together and like add some weight to this side, because this is meant to be worn like with this hanging to the side. And this comes like right up underneath the neck, so it's almost like a choker. And then these are a little bit looser after that. And I decided that these ones needed to be on the bottom because this bead is a lot heavier. And once I moved everything around, I was a lot happier with the way it sat. So yeah, I think this is fun. I think it's great. I hope that you guys enjoyed this process video. It was a little bit long. Hopefully I'll get better at doing this kind of stuff. I definitely want to try this challenge again. I think this Found Objects challenge is really, really fun. And yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you all in the next time. Made it to the end of the video. As always, I appreciate your faces. Happy crafting, guys. Bye!